bit of a loopy live stream. Sorry, just getting this set on the comments. Because I had dental work done yesterday and had a disaster happen while I was on, while we were on our family vacation, our family road trip last week. And so needed to get that repaired. So because of that, and because we're going to be talking so much, and because that's still healing, yes, pain medicine. So a little bit loopy today. We do have, hi Vicky, thank you for being here. We do have some Diet Pepsi from the dumpsters. Hello Alfie, my love, to help combat the loopiness and tiredness of, well, the Norco. Hello Shatika, thank you for being here. So during today's live stream, to help keep me awake and lucid, hi Holly. Not only do we have the dumpster salvaged Diet Pepsi, but I also have a tote of things that dumpster stuff that I'm sorting from last dumpster dive that need to get done before I can go again. This is stuff from the dive, let's see, before we went to Flagstaff. So it's got to get done because Mama's got more diving to do. So, Pamela, I am feeling so much better. I have recorded and uploaded a journal video over on my current obsession. That'll go live after this, after we do our live stream. But as you can tell, we're still fighting with the allergies. I've been told I just have to be patient with that. I did 2 rounds of antibiotics and a round of prednisone. There are still remnants of the massive allergic reaction that I had, but obviously, much, much better. And I got my tooth fixed. So we are on pain medicine. So please bear with me. Hello, Rhonda. So there will still be coughing. There will still be throat clearing. I apologize. That is just going to take a while to get all the rest of the way out of my system. Just one of those things. But we do have Diet Pepsi. Hi, Bonnie. I'm so glad you can be here, Bonnie. I hope that your recovery is going well. I hope that you are well. And I am just so grateful to have you here in the comments. That is an absolutely wonderful, happy surprise. Liz has been keeping us apprised of your situation, and we've all been thinking about you and sending you our very best. And now, here you are. Okay, so I can already tell that even with the pain medicine, this is going to be, we might not make it a full hour, but we are doing this live stream. And while we are, I have one of my dumpster salvaged and repaired stackable totes. See, Gorilla Tape does it all. And it has my different bags that Mariah helped me sort and put away. Oh, and random light bulbs. But anyway, all of my salvaged and sorted baggies so that I can do things like this. Hello, Susanna. Thank you so much for being here. So these are the cough drops that we found the other week in the dumpsters, and their package was open. So now they are in a salvaged zippy bag. So I've got my bags, I've got my stuff. We're going to sort it, get stuff where it needs to go, because I am staying on top of and staying committed to, well, my commitment of processing, dealing with, sorting whatever treasures before I start another dumpster dive, before I go out dumpster diving again, to avoid having everything, take over again now that we are diving again so regularly, which, hallelujah, I am so grateful to be able to be diving again, like really regularly. And I think you guys are enjoying that too. The channel is growing again. Hallelujah. Thank you so much, everybody. But excuse me, sorry. Like I said, for those just coming in, we are still working through a pretty serious allergic reaction. So you will hear me clearing throat. I am well. I just finished a round of prednisone. I will be fine. It just needs to finish clearing out, so I apologize. Hello, Rachel Bannister. Hello, Manuela. Thank you for being here. Anyhow, we are diving again and diving a lot, as you may have noticed. And so that breeds lots of stuff and makes it more important than ever to stay on top of sorting and making sure things are either on their way or ready to get on their way to wherever they're going. An update. This is exciting. Thanks to all of you that watch our videos, that like and share and subscribe, and our Patreon members and our PayPal friends and our Buy Me a Coffee friends and everything else. Super exciting news. We have finally, I'm so happy. We have finally put out a request on Facebook for quotes to get the studio shed built next month. So I know it has taken absolutely forever. Manuela, I'm expecting you to say something in the comments because you're one that has been really good about, you and Julie N have been really good over the years about saying, Julie, hey, what about that other thing? What's going on there? I do actually have an update. We are finally at a place, knock on wood, barring any other disasters, because who knows? I wasn't expecting to have dental work done. Luckily, we're okay, and that's not going to mess up the plan. But I did put out a request, and I got so many messages from people on Facebook, and so I'm going to get quotes from them. I'm going to get their kind of reviews, and I'm going to see if, what kind of experience they have. We're not going to have just anybody, so we're going to be spending hundreds of dollars getting this shed built. I want to make sure it's done well and done right. So I figure in about a week, I should have someone figured out, excuse me, hired to put that together, and then work in my budget, keeping things really tight this month so that next month I can go ahead and have them come in and build the studio shed. Now, is it going to be the full-on thing that we have planned? No, that's going to take time. That's going to take time. But it will be the shed itself, and then I figure that's what I'll have someone else build. And then James and the kids and I can build the floor. I did buy the floor kit, and then we need to get plywood to go on that. And then we have several packages, some of you will recall, of peel and stick flooring from the dumpsters, wood grain peel and stick flooring, and that is what we will use on top of the plywood, on top of the floor kit. You got to put a floor kit in, otherwise you're going to have water coming in, and we don't want to deal with that. So that is the plan. We will, at the very least, have a standing working shed with a floor. Now, eventually, yes, I want to have walls, and I bought a window that at some point I'm going to pay someone to install, and we're going to run power to it, and I'm going to get an air conditioning unit and put in more vents and hi Liz, thank you, and do all of those things. But that all costs money, while also being in a really hectic time economically, and still raising a family and living life and doing all of those things. But how exciting to be at a point, even to be able to say, I put out a call for quotes to get this job done next month. It's happening. It's actually, like I said, knock on wood, and hello, Catherine, thanks for being here. But it's happening. I'm so excited. Now, I know the next question would be, what about the fence? That absolutely is second to the shed. The shed is everything. I have been tightening the belt, scrimping, to put every penny possible toward the shed. So again, thank you a million times to everyone that watches and likes and shares our videos and is subscribed, and our longtime Patreon friends and our PayPals and our Buy Me a Coffees, and all of you amazing, fabulous people, because you're making it possible. We're going to have the studio shed. Now, why is that the big priority? Well, I think a lot of you know why it's the big priority. For one, it means that this dumpster diving stuff that I bring in every week has another place to go. The stuff that we're gonna sort, salvage, repair, clean, whatever to sell in the yard sale has a safe place to go. It's not going to get ruined. It's not going to take up space anywhere else in the house. All of my already sorted totes for when I finally launch our merch and our mystery boxes and all of that is going to have a place to go. You know, and I already have all the shelves. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you so much. It's a long process. But we keep going, and I'm so glad we have kept going, and thank you for sticking with us while we've kept going. But I already have all the shelves. It's really just a matter of getting that freaking shed built so that I can put the shelves in and then, you know, have my labeled totes and my workstation. And will it be hot as hell in there? Yes, initially it will, until we get more vents and the window and the air conditioning and the insulation. And that's the other thing. So the long-term goal of the studio shed is to be able to 100% move the Frugal Family out of the house, meaning the YouTube. Now, obviously, there are things that we'll still do here in the house, that'll be filmed here in the house, obviously. But to move the bulk and the volume of it to the studio shed, that is the goal. That's the plan. And to facilitate not storing things in the attic other than holidays and memories, to not be storing things in the Halloween shed other than Halloween, you know, to really focus in and be able to have work. Like when you're a YouTuber, it's a tricky thing. It's very true. It's a beautiful, it's a wonderful, I'm so grateful. Doesn't make us rich by any means, but it's an opportunity for me to bring in a little bit of extra money to help supplement, especially during these crazy times. And it works within my being a mother and living in a broken down body that only occasionally works. This is an absolutely amazing opportunity that I get to do this. But also, one of the drawbacks, there are a lot of drawbacks. One of them is you never leave work. You're always at work. Now, since we finished the downstairs hallway, my little nook where I am doing my editing and any, you know, my unboxings and different things down there, and have it set up for some other video stuff that I want to do, and my Lego stuff and my diamond painting. I'm doing all of that down there. That has helped immensely to have that little situation there where once I'm there in my little nook, I'm at work, you know? And even if the kids get home and my husband gets home and all of that, it's okay for me to still be at work. They know that I'm still down there, I'm still at work. And so that's been really helpful. But it'll be even more helpful once we get the shed all done, all kitted out with my Reiki, with walls, interior walls and paint and all those things inside, and flowers growing on trellises on the outside of it. That will be my work. When there's power, when there's air conditioning, all of that, where I will go each day for X amount of hours, do my work, and then leave it. You know what I mean? And I'm really excited for that. I'm incredibly excited to implement that. Manuela, it's actually in a fenced in part of the yard. And so there will be a lock, but and the shed will be locked, but it's in the fenced in. Our yard is quite large, a big part of why we bought it. And I'm so incredibly grateful, especially now here in Utah. There's no way we could afford to buy, well, anything at this point in time. And so the interesting thing is, though, that it was only fenced in on two sides of like the entire property, unfortunately. And one side that still needs, you know, to be fenced in. And we're getting there. We are getting there. But what they did do, somebody at some point fenced in the patio for some reason. I don't know why. But that's what they did. So this will be in the fenced in patio area where I also have the laughing place garden and stuff like that. But yes, it will absolutely be locked and have cameras. because yeah. A doggy door for kitty. The only issue there, Pamela, is that, oh, Catherine, thank you so much. I'm really excited too. Things are coming along. Yes, I'm concerned about my weird neighbors as well, Manuela, for sure. But the problem with a doggy or kitty door is that we have a huge wasp problem. Sorry, if you see me holding my face, it's talking. I talk big, I talk with a lot of gusto and it hurts. If you're not aware, I had dental work done yesterday. The problem is we have wasps, and I am deathly allergic, as I am, like, you can tell I'm allergic to I'm allergic to life, unfortunately, but I'm deathly allergic to wasps. See, those that don't know, and I talk more about it on my grown-up channel, my current obsession, but my allergies are such that I take an immunosuppressant for them, and still, this is a almost 3-week-old allergic reaction that my body is working through. That was also mixed in with a sinus infection and being a month late on my monthly injections. It's like serious. My allergies, whoops, sorry guys. My allergies are a serious consideration. And so when it comes to, don't worry, I'm tying this all back in. When it comes to the studio shed, one of our biggest issues is mitigating wasps. Like, I want to be comfortable. I want to have shelving. I want to be organized. I want it to be cool and also warm when it needs to be. But more important than any of it, I need to worry about wasps. So that's the biggest issue that we're going to be fighting. We are going to have more vents in, but we'll have to have mesh, layers of mesh. I'm not sure what we're going to do about doors and sealing it all. A lot of it's going to be just keeping aware and noticing if anything's popping up and taking care of it right away. And then looking for, I don't know, just other things that we can do. The eventual plan, as I've mentioned before, for the studio shed is it's going to be a fully encompassed studio with lights, with a window, with air conditioning, with a heating unit, with shelving and walls and backdrops and sorting tables and working tables. And I know that sounds like a lot for a 10 by 12 setup, but but we're gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna make it something. I have been saving styrofoam from my medications that come each month. I have a couple of refrigerated injections that show up every month, and I've been saving the boxes they come in, and this week I'm going to break all of them down and flatten them so that I can stack them more easily. And the idea with those is you adhere them, glue them to the metal walls, and then when I can afford to, have the interior built out, a wood frame, and then the styrofoam goes, inside the wood frame, and then you put sheetrock up. And so it's a really inexpensive way to insulate and also to repurpose. It hurts my heart that every month I get a couple of these styrofoam boxes, and you guys know we see them in the dumpsters all the time, the styrofoam boxes, especially the pharmacy dumpsters. And so Joanne Van Hook, thank you so much for being here. I'm good. I am really good. Hi, Rita. But I'm in pain, and it is hurting, but we're gonna do this as long as we can. Yes, Pamela, there are definitely plants that help with the wasps, but we have a really pernicious problem with them, so it does get a little intense, but we're gonna do everything we can to mitigate. I am going to have plants growing on trellises around the studio shed to help with heating problems and, stuff like that, because it's a dark metal shed. We will paint it. I don't know what color yet, but we are going to paint it, probably a light pink. But I'm also going to grow the right kind of plants to help absorb some of the heat and defray some of the heat, and try to put in as many wasp deterrent plants as possible there. But anyhow, it breaks my heart having so much styrofoam going around and not being able to recycle it, not being able to do anything with it. And so when I saw someone I saw online someone had the idea, excuse me, of using it as insulation. Look, there's my baby boy. I'm like, yeah, okay. And so I've been saving a bunch of these styrofoam boxes, but now they're starting to, get in the way and take up room. And so this week I'm going to break them all down, flatten them, so I can put them in a nice pile. And those will work, in the walls of next month's studio shed. And then once I can afford to, buy the lumber and all of that. And then James has the know-how, luckily, to build the frame. I just need to buy the lumber. Okay. And I'm hoping to do that this summer to, keep the purse strings tight, keep working hard. We're dumpster diving like crazy now. And, it's coming along, but to have him build the frame inside, and then when that's done, okay, then save up for the sheetrock, and James knows how to do all the sheetrock and stuff like that. And then I also want to invest in a supplemental, it's a triangle thing that goes up in the roof. I can't remember for the life of me what it is called, but it helps support the roof, which is really important because of all the snow that we get. And then by winter, it's all goals and working, and we'll see how it goes, okay? But by winter, to have the sheetrock in and painted. So maybe not necessarily having the window done yet. Hopefully the window will do when we do the frame, but be able to have the sheetrock in by winter. That is the goal. Okay, let me get caught up. Did I get stung? Joanne, no, we don't know what happened. I broke out a couple of weeks ago, and it coincided with a sinus infection and being a month late on my Xolair monthly allergy injection that I get in the mail. I also had dental work done yesterday, and I'm in quite a bit of pain. So yeah, this is just leftovers from an allergic reaction that went crazy. Luckily, it did not go like anaphylactic. I mean, it was trying to, but it didn't. It mostly went toxic. Neither is a good one. But with my toxic reactions, I'm just sick for a long time. I'm not dying. So it's a trade-off. With the anaphylactic ones, you're dying, but it's in the short term. With the toxic ones, you're not dying, but it takes a long time to get over it. No Disney anytime soon, Joanne. Absolutely not. Because like I said, every penny I have is going towards the studio shed. I was able to put out for offers, for bids, quotes on our local Facebook, and have a whole bunch of messages to go through and people to look through and, find their references and their experience and stuff like that. So that next month, if no disasters happen and I keep my purse strings really tight, I will be able to have the shed built next month. And that's just going to be bare bones. That is just going to be bare bones. But we'll at least have it built, and then I can have a place to put my dumpster salvage things and the stuff for the yard sale and all of that, and not have anything going in the attic anymore other than Christmas, holidays and memories, and have the Halloween shed again dedicated just to Halloween. Anyway, yes, I do still have our P.O. box address, Joanne. Hello, Kim, my darling. Yeah, I'll get better. I've got pain medicine. I'm going to ice this when we're all done hanging out here and just kind of take it easy. It was just an old filling popped out and broke off a piece of enamel along with it. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just that the filling had popped out. No, it fully popped out and broke off a piece of my tooth. Crazy stuff. But we're working on it. We're getting there. Virginia, that is a wonderful idea. She says, if you can find an empty hornet's nest, hang it outside on your shed, it'll be a wasp deterrent. I can absolutely find empty nests. I wonder, would it work? This is going to sound crazy. And sorry, I got to hold this. It hurts. Would it sound crazy If I if I if I took a bunch of the little nests and like glued them together into a massive nest and hung that, do you think that would trick them? I wonder. Rita, hello, my love. I don't know if I saw you in the comments yet, but hello. Vicky, what's going on, Vicky? What happened? Sorry, I'm behind on the comments. Oh, Vicky, you got a new dog. A new dog named Jazzy after the loss of Bingo. Vicky, I'm so happy for you to have this new fur baby in your life. I hope you have years of love and snuggles. Okay. Oh, Kim. Okay. Guess what? So we went to Flagstaff for spring break. The kids and I, James had to work, and we kind of decided it for sure last minute, and there was no way he could get the time off. So we went, and we had an amazing time. We had a wonderful time. But I'm finishing up a excuse me, God. I am finishing up a vlog video. Sorry, that Norco is kicking in, which is great because it'll start helping with this, but now it's making me loopy, just like the title says, Loopy Livestream. So there'll be a vlog going up either tonight or tomorrow over on the family vlog channel, Frugal Family Flies Again, of our animal adventures. So my brother, he's a doctor in Flagstaff, and his life dream since we were babies was to have a ranch, his own ranchito with all of his animals and everything. And much to his wife's chagrin, but she's a trooper and a saint, and she's putting up with it. He is now building his ranch. They lived in Yuma, hellscape. But I'm grateful that they did, because that provided us the opportunity to meet up with longtime viewer and friend of the channel, Kim Lee Carroll, years ago. Anyway, but hallelujah, they sold their place in Yuma and moved to Flagstaff, which is, in my opinion, the only livable place. Sorry, Kim, the only livable place in Arizona. You know what? I happen to have cough drops right here. We're going to go ahead and use some. I'm not sick. Not like I don't have a cold anymore. This is, like I said, just leftovers, the toxicity, what have you, of the allergic reaction from a couple of weeks ago. So, but we've got these right here. So, perfect. Anyway, so he's, can't do it on that side. Ooh, these are delicious. It's like a strawberry cream. Ooh, these are the ones from the dumpsters. So anyway, he has his sheep and chickens and ducks and turkeys and dogs. And anyway, it is so fabulous. And so that video, I'm working on finishing that up. I wanted to finish it, but then I had to go to some appointments, doctor's appointments, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I'll have it up either tonight or tomorrow, and you will get to see us with the sheep, with the turkeys and the ducks and the chickens and the dogs, and more animals to come. He's working on getting some other animals over the next year. But we got to be farmers for a week, and we brought home a bunch of eggs. Talk about gold. Yeah, farm fresh, cage-free, free range, roaming chicken eggs. Treasure. Anyhow, so that video will be going up over on Frugal Family Flies Again. That is our vlog channel, so stay tuned for that. You will see I got to hold so many beautiful animals. I did not hold the turkeys, and I swear they had it out for me. They were coming for me, those turkeys. You'll see in the video. Anyway, yeah, Kim, I won't be there when they're covered in snow. It did snow while we were there off and on, but never enough to like be an issue. You know, it just was cold, which, I mean, normally, you know, when they were in Yuma, we had to be really choosy about what time of year we would visit, only in the dead of winter or the earliest spring, because otherwise you'd just be in the house all damn day, and that's not what we wanted. So now that they live in Flagstaff, I'm thinking it's going to be more like, let's go visit them in the summer, late spring, early summer, because yeah. Let me. Yes, Holly. Yes, absolutely. I've been using Ambisol until I got my tooth fixed yesterday. I was using Ambisol 3 times a day to numb the pain. And in fact, I don't know if I don't want to get anyone in trouble for saying this. A medical professional that I know gave me a whole bottle of lidocaine, just a random medical professional that I know. And so I also, oh God, can use that when it gets really bad. Mainly it's just that I'm talking, and there's the trauma from the injections and then the drilling into it. It was far more of a to-do than I had anticipated. Like I said, I thought it was just that a filling had popped out. No, a filling had popped out and broke off a piece of enamel and cracked another part of my tooth. So we're hoping that what we did yesterday will be enough, but he warned me, I didn't want to bring this up because it's kind of depressing, but he warned me that there's a very good chance I'm going to need a full root canal and or a cap. And so hopefully not, but yes, I do have Ambisol, but it's not going to help right now because it's not the tooth that's hurting, it's the jaw, and that's just from talking. And that's why I took some Norco. You can start seeing it in my eyes now, can't you? Yeah. Oh, Kim, God, you're already hitting 100 degrees. No, thank you, my love. No, thank you. Hello, TWC Myers. Yeah, I've been dumpster diving on YouTube for 8 years and in real life, regular life for 15 years, and I've never been arrested. I never have. The most important thing, just leave. Know that. I really should do my sorting that I said I was going to do, because I've got my dumpster salvaged and repaired stackable tote with all of my organized salvaged bags, and I have the whole tote of stuff from our most recent dumpster, well, recent before our Flagstaff trip. Anyway, so I should start sorting these. The issue with getting arrested. So unless there is a specific ordinance in your community, and I know of one town in Utah that has such an ordinance, and even then it's a civil infraction, not a crime. Okay, so you'll get cited, but not likely arrested. And that's if a cop will even show up for a civil infraction. Having done this, like I said, for 15 years, I've gotten to know the ins and outs and, of the situation here. But what I will warn all of you, every town and state is different. For instance, Nevada, be really careful if you're going to dumpster dive, because different areas have some pretty strict dumpster diving rules for some really important reasons. Okay. So you need to know your local and state, county, different laws and ordinances. Okay. My biggest thing that I tell everyone is that know the stuff that is pertinent to you, because you're not going to have necessarily the same laws or ordinances that we have here. Okay. So that falls on you to gather those details and find that stuff out. Also, then, is this the only people that can arrest you or detain you are actual police officers. A security guard cannot detain you, and this is so important that you know this. This is so important. They cannot detain you. You can say bye-bye, get in your car, and leave. Now, they might ask you to put back whatever you took. Well, if it's still out of your car, just put it back. Don't fight with them. You don't want problems. If it's stuff is already in your car, just leave. They cannot detain you. What they can do is lock the dumpsters, put up cameras, put up no trespassing signs so that then you can get cited, stuff like that. But they cannot, no, TWC Myers, do not apologize. These are very important questions. And it's time for me to do an updated legal issues of dumpster diving video, because so many more people are dumpster diving now because the world's falling apart. So you're welcome, world. USA. Anyway, I'm not getting into that. But a lot more people are dumpster diving, and so it is important that I do an updated video on the legalities. But anyway, the people, hi Lab, I don't know if I said hi to you, Lab Brockington, but security, even if they have their little badges, if they are not actual police officers, they cannot detain you. They cannot arrest you. They can try to talk you into staying while they call the real police, but you don't have to. Just leave. Will they write down your license plate number and stuff like that? Probably. Oh, well. Okay. Store employees, they cannot detain you at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I've never been almost arrested in 15 years. And that's what I'm saying is follow the rules. Avoid conflict. Absolutely avoid conflict. There used to be times when I would fight, whether it was with a security guard or a store employee, a very enthusiastic store manager, whatever. I don't do that anymore. I just leave, because you don't need the pressure and the stress. You don't need that. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you have success in dumpster diving, because those bins are going to get locked. The bins are going to get locked, or the stuff's going to get destroyed, and you don't want that. That's the last thing you want. So the most important thing, you're kind of getting a little obsessed with getting arrested, TWC Myers. I'm telling you, you're not going to get arrested. Now, I can't promise that. I can't set that in stone. I can't guarantee that because, like I said, every place is different. But the majority in the USA, it holds true that you cannot be detained and or arrested by security guards, and definitely not by store employees. Okay. You can get cited. You can absolutely get cited for civil infractions and for trespassing. You can get a citation, in which case you might have to see a judge. But again, it's a civil infraction. It's a fine. It's not an arrest record. They're different. But avoid all of that by doing your homework, doing your recon, knowing if they have security in whatever place you're wanting to dumpster dive, going different days and times to find out when employees are likely to be there or not be there. You know, that falls on you to do that homework. No one else can do it for you. You've got to get out there and do that homework. Hello, Sharon. Oh, it's so good to see you in the comments. Love to have you here from Puerto Rico. Baby carrots, exactly. And hello. The police they're not gonna arrest you. They might cite you. They might write you a ticket, especially if there's like a store manager there that's like really insistent on it. Then yes, they will write you a citation, but they're not gonna arrest you over it. Now, again, that's not a promise or a guarantee. It's just the most likely scenario. They might tell you to get the heck out of there. Okay. They might question, what you're doing and stuff, but unless it is like an incredibly slow night, or you are vandalizing, causing destruction, making messes, being a nuisance, being annoying, they don't care. They don't care. Yeah, don't go off like a fool. Don't be belligerent. Just act stupid. Hello, Frugal Living Shelly. Look, we got another thing into a salvage bag, ready to go into our party and Easter supplies. There's another one. We'll get this one done too. Ooh, hold on. Totally just popped a nail, so we get to put a nail back on. I need to keep them on long enough to do an unboxing later today. Then I get to take them off so I can garden. Ooh, should I be gardening when I am still dealing with an allergic reaction? Yes, because you gotta still live. And I will have more allergic reactions. I am not going to just stay in my house all the time. I would go crazy. Anyhow, let's just pop this nail back on. But anyhow, don't be belligerent. If it's a store employee, a store manager, a security guard, patrol, police officer, whoever, don't be silly. Don't be stupid. Just, you can play the act stupid game. Oh, I didn't know and I'm so sorry. Or I'm just trying to feed my family, which a lot of us are right now. There has been a huge explosion. A lot of you have even told me it's been happening in your areas too. An explosion of dumpster divers because people got to feed their families. Okay. And that's what you can say. You can also say, oh, I'm looking for boxes, which is a common one that we do. Of course, with me, then I have like a GoPro on my head. So it's a little trickier. Mainly, an ounce of preparation or prevention is worth a pound of care. Do the stuff you can ahead so that you don't have to deal with employees and managers and security guards and police officers. Do the work ahead of time. Get to know those areas. Go a bunch of different days and times, okay? Because you don't want to deal with that nonsense in the first place. It's good to know. Sorry, this is really starting to hurt, but we're going to make an hour. I can do it. You don't want to have to deal with that. Why have to deal with that when it is absolutely avoidable by just going different days and times? Remember all those bags from the CVS that they put like the open bottles and stuff into? These are amazing bags. I did squeeze this into this little bag, but that was quite a to-do. And you guys know these arthritic hands, they don't need any extra work. So we're just going to use one of these. I gathered them, I washed them, I dried them. But that was much easier. There we go. Getting some work done while we chit-chat, using our dumpster salvage supplies, getting caught up, sticking to my commitments so that I can go diving again this week. Anyway, so when it comes to things like getting arrested, I would say if you're that worried about it, don't go dumpster diving. Don't go dumpster diving. But if you are going to go dumpster diving, be careful. Do the homework. And then you're not, ooh, sorry, I was not farting. That was the bag. I promise that was the bag. Do the homework. Do the recon. Do the looky-loos so that it's never an issue. I mean, not never. There will, inevitably be times when there's going to be an employee, there's going to be a police officer. Ooh, look how nice that looks. That will happen, okay? Eventually. If you're going to be doing it for years and years, like I said, I've been doing this for 15 years. 8 years here on YouTube, but also long before that. So those situations will come up. Have I run into police officers? Many times. Many times. But do your best to avoid having that situation in the first place. And then you don't have to worry so much about dealing with the situation. Okay? Whew. Let's do these bows. Remember all these gorgeous bows that we found dumpster diving? I believe these were from the dollar store. These are my favorite. Look how cute they are. You see that? Aren't those fun? Now, they're missing the backs, some of them. Well, no, these ones have the backs, and this one does not. Guess what? A little bit of glue, plop, on top of your gift. These ones, I don't know why they got rid of them. Don't know, but I'll take them and use them, Oh, Bonnie, yeah, exactly. That story of me and Lulu with the giant fake rose and the police. That's a classic. Look at all these fun bows. We do not buy gifting supplies anymore because gratefully we find so many dumpster diving. There's another one. Very pretty. And another one. I think that's all of those. Ooh, that's a fun idea, Holly, to make them into hedgehogs. That would be super cute. All right. Oh, Bonnie, that's awesome. I have had a couple of situations where employees have helped us out. And to those employees over the years, thank you. Very much thank you. It is appreciated. It's interesting. So we've had employees of some of the places we dive watch us over the years. And hello, my love. I'm on a live stream. James just got home. Anyway, you get one of two reactions. There's no like middle ground. It's either they support what you're doing and kind of help you out, or they totally hate what you're doing and go to all ends and efforts to ruin what you're doing. Yeah. Anyway, that's been my experience. Oh, Lab, I'm sorry you've been on the Benadryl. Yeah, I often don't know what it is that sets it off. It can be almost anything, unfortunately. Rhonda, I heard about that with the Minecraft movie and some idiot kids destroying a theater. That's so stupid. I will say, though, and I might be doing a video about it over on our vlog channel, Frugal Family Flies Again, I had an amazing experience opening night of Minecraft. We watched it in Flagstaff with my brother's family, and we had the best time ever. Number one, I love Minecraft. Number two, it was a really fun movie, a really stupid movie, but really fun, and I enjoyed it. Number three, and most importantly, was the crowd. It was all very interactive. It was very loud. I was allowed to be loud. I have never had a better movie-going experience, more fun, more enjoyable, more memorable than Minecraft opening night. That will feed my soul for years and years to come. I'm going to do a video about it over on the vlog channel because it was such a wonderful experience for me. It was amazing. I felt so at home. Yeah. Anyway, we have a bunch of Lays. Not sure if I'll put these all in a bag or in a basket. Then we have the clown noses. I think I'm going to hold on to this container. Maybe I'll put the clown noses in a zippy bag and utilize this container for one of my Lego builds. You know, the cases for Lego builds are so expensive. Obviously, it's like an acrylic, much thicker than this, but this would do the same job. I think I'll put these in a zippy bag and keep the container for Legos, you know, to avoid the dust. Oh, yes, Pamela, Jason Momoa. I don't think I need to say anything else. Virginia, hi there. Absolutely, the bows and all of that would be great on a summer tablescape for a party, whatever. Next, we have a bunch of these goodies. And stuff like this will go into the mystery and lucky scoops and themed boxes and surprise boxes, whatever that we're going to be doing, which is a huge part of getting the studio shed done. One of the big reasons that is such a huge priority, because then I'll have a place to finally launch our merch and our mystery boxes and have a place to put them. I have all of it in totes, labeled, everything. I just don't have anywhere to put them, you know, without taking up living space. And so getting the studio shed built next month is gonna, oh my God, we are gonna celebrate, you guys. Even though it's just gonna be the bare bones in the beginning, we are gonna celebrate that sucker. All of us, we are gonna celebrate. We'll have like a week of celebrations and festivities for having the shed built. And I don't care if that sounds like dramatic, because if you've been with us for any amount of time over the 8 years, the declutterings we've had to do, where we've had pallets along the side of the house, attic. How many times have we cleaned out the attic? The Halloween shed, stuff piled all along the fences in the backyard. As you know, how many times have we loaded the van and donated and tried to stay on top of all of it? How many yard sales, how many everything, and just not having the space and having it nearly destroy our family, like with the enthusiasm and gusto of trying to save absolutely everything with no like plan in place of where to put it or room to put it. Having the studio shed, game changer. Game changer. And like I've been saying throughout this live stream, it is thanks to all of you, and especially our Patreon friends who've stuck with us through everything, that are making it possible that I was able to put out a call for quotes for the studio shed. And it will just be bare bones for months, probably. And I'm okay with that, because it will be a place where I can get this started, where I can put these things for the mystery boxes, where I can put the things safely and organized for the yard sale, and not have it be in the attic or in our living space or lining the fences in the patio or overstuffing the Halloween shed. It just like it is almost a culmination, of these 8 years of everything we've learned and been through and experienced and been blessed with, and this journey together. This studio shed means so much for me, for my family, for my career, because I guess I'm staying here. I guess I'm gonna keep doing this. Looks like that's what life has for me. I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna continue the YouTube course, and with that being the case, and now dumpster diving regularly again, and gearing up for college student housing cleanouts and then public school cleanouts, we got to be ready. We got to be prepared, and that necessitates look at this. I'm totally like paralyzed on this side. That is so weird. I wonder why. Because the stuff they did is well worn off by now. I don't know. Weird. Anyway, but we're going to be prepared. We're going to be prepared for all of that, to be able to process it, go through it, still staying with the commitment of processing every haul before going diving again, keeping that promise, but being able to do it and just not having to bring it in the house, not having to do it out in the freezing cold or the wind, having a place to put it. And then when we decide here's what we're keeping for the yard sale, having a place to put that, and organized and safe, and not on tarp covered pallets that may or may not get soaked through out in the yard. You know what I mean? Remember those days? God. Yeah, RB, they actually, they were down in the nerves, Rachel, because I had thought it was just a filling popped out, but it was a filling popped out and broke off a chunk of my tooth. And then they also, I forgot to mention this, they took off a piece of the tooth above it that was wearing the lower tooth down. It ended up being much more of a procedure than I was anticipating, but hopefully it will do the whole job and we won't need the root canal or the crown, I hope. Elizabeth, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Terry, you're absolutely correct. And hi, Terry, I'm glad you made it. We do hit a lot of fixtures, store fixtures and things like that. And I have started grabbing a few here and there. I haven't wanted to grab too many things because I don't have the shed built yet. And so that stuff has nowhere to go, nowhere protected to go. You know what I mean? And so it's just sitting out there. And but once that is built next month, again, knock on wood, and barring any other unforeseen disasters, it's the Frugal Family. Our life is a roller coaster. So you can almost, the one thing you can absolutely count on is that there will be disasters, unfortunately. But as long as things go well, that will be built next month. And so then I can, in earnest, start grabbing, certain store fixtures that I think will work in the evolving studio shed, or worst case scenario, they end up in our metal scrap. Do it, Virginia. Do it. Hit up those public school dumpsters if you're able, if they are available and accessible, and you are able to if you have room and the means, and because it can get very overwhelming. It can get very overwhelming. If you go and watch our backlog of public school dumpster diving, it can be physically overwhelming, emotionally, mentally, all of it. Fiscally, it can be very overwhelming, especially if you are a property owner, a taxpayer that way. There's a lot you got to work through and a lot to know. And we'll go into that more once we get into that season of dumpster diving, because it is always shocking to people who haven't seen it. It is always shocking to see what is thrown away. But we do talk through the season. I've learned the right way to talk about it and to explain why it happens. Not saying that I condone, but I am better able to explain this many years in of doing it. Public school dumpster diving was where we very first started dumpster diving in the very beginning, 15 years ago. So, Bonnie, that's fantastic. Yes, Terry, we don't want too much of a pre-collection of fixtures and things. I have been, I said earlier in the video, when I get my monthly refrigerated injections, I get 2 different kinds. They come in styrofoam boxes, and I've been collecting those, and this week I'm going to break all of them down and stack them, and those will be my upcycled insulation as I am able to gather more, and I might even start grabbing some from the ones that we find in the pharmacy dumpsters so that we can glue those inside of the shed before we build the framing in there. Well, I guess we'll need to know where the framing is going to go so that we'll know where to glue them. But anyway, that's the idea, to help insulate and, have an upcycling, repurposing situation for the shed, because it's going to be hot. Like, the patio area is already so intensely hot. We will paint the shed so that it's not dark gray. I'm thinking like a light pink, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. And then I am going to have planter boxes around it with trellises, not attached to the shed, but supported by the trellis boxes that will have planting and stuff that will hopefully help with, the heat. But I will at least be able to start, storing things in there that I'm not worried about, that they'll melt. There's a lot I'll be able to start doing with just a bare bones shed. Now, eventually, of course, we're going to frame it all out. I do have the floor kit. We need to do that. I bought a window. At some point, I'm going to have someone install that for me. We're going to put in actual walls and ceiling and more venting and run power to it and have an air conditioning unit and, lights set up and workstations and very organized shelving and drawing units. And yes, Holly. Yeah. Okay, Holly, in the background. This is so perfect. Oh God, that hurts. Holly, on the TV right here in front of me, behind you guys, Gardener's World. I'm watching Gardener's World. I'm catching up because I'm like 3 episodes behind because I got behind, and I'm watching Gardener's World with Monty Don right here, right now. So yes, the outside of my studio shed will very much have the look of a little English cottage garden situation. And eventually, how adorable would it be to have like a little porch kind of thing? A little bistro table there. You know what I mean? With an awning, which of course I'll have to keep an eye on because that's of course where the wasps would try to hang out. But come on, how freaking cute would that be? We're starting with just a simple metal shed. Where will it end up? I don't know. If I could afford to invest in something nice and big and wooden and what have you, totally would. But we're starting where we are. as we have done with this channel, with our family, with life. We're just starting where we are and with what we have, and slowly, through life's roller coasters and shenanigans and vicissitudes, we are slowly making our way and building this little empire, because like I said, I'm staying. We're going to keep doing this. So might as well, take those next steps. A flower box outside the window. You speak my language. You speak my language. Yes. A flower box outside the window. And a little coffee station inside. There has to be a coffee station. There has to be. And it's going to be adorable and totally extra, ridiculous, silly. And it's going to be gorgeous. Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. And all the plants around the outside, helping to keep it, cooled down a little bit. And then, of course, having a window with curtains, and then eventually, running power and a little air conditioning unit, so that I can go to work out in my studio. And then when I'm done for the day, I can leave work and come home 10 steps away. It's like like all these other little things and big things that have happened over the years. The foot getting destroyed, the surgeries, the disasters, the channel hackings, just everything that felt like in those moments and for those months and years and whatever, that we would never get past it, that we would never get better, that we would never hit those goals and those dreams. We have gotten past those, and we are moving forward, and we are inching toward those goals and those dreams in spite of everything that fate has thrown at us. And I mean thrown, boom, boom. We're still going, guys. And you're the reasons why. I mean, you guys know that. I tell you that all the time, but I mean it. If it weren't for you, if no one's watching, you don't keep filming. You know what I mean? And we have this incredibly, fanatically, fabulous, loyal group of frugal friends that watch everything. And now we're going to build the studio shed next month because of you. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a hug from me. Give yourself a big fat hug from me. Make it really awkward, obnoxious, bordering on uncomfortable. Really get in there and squeeze. Just squeeze. And then when you think it's time to let go, don't let go, because I won't be letting go yet. Ask Kim. Kim, if you're still in here, tell them. My hugs, they just keep going. They get awkward. Give yourself one of those hugs from me, because I appreciate you so much. And we're doing the shed next month. We're doing the shed. And yes, I will bring you along for it. Will it be in real time as it's happening, or will I just record the steps as we make it all, get it all together and do an edited video like the next month or at the end of the month or whatever, so I can put all of it together? I don't know yet. We'll see. Rita, I love you too, and I appreciate you. You are a patient and kind and wonderful person. Christina, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Yes, Holly, wisteria. Oh my God. And climbing roses and lavender and the bistro table. Hello, Dale. Thanks for catching us. I'm so glad you're here. Yes, Pamela, a place for quiet and calm and beauty. Absolutely. Yeah, see, Kim, I'm so glad you were here, that you could attest to the fact that, yes, I'm a hugger. And when I hug, if I'm going to hug you, I'm going to hug you. You've been warned. I know a lot of you have said, oh, we should meet up. I want to meet up. You've been warned. When and if that day ever comes, get yourself ready. You're going to be like, okay, friends hug. Oh, Vicky, thank you so much. My love to you as well. And to all of you, I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful. Virginia, thank you. I am beyond excited. Seriously, you get to a point where you really think it's never gonna happen. It's gonna just be disaster after disaster after catastrophe after blah 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 blah. And like, oh, it's never gonna go right. But sometimes, you guys, sometimes, and again, no promises or guarantees, because I'm just a lady with a camera and a wonky light switch fixture in the great state of Utah with an internet connection. So I can't promise you or guarantee you anything. Nothing. But what I can say is that in my experience, every now and then, if you just keep going and just keep trying, some things do go right. Some things will go right. Now, will they make all the effort and everything before that worth it? That depends on how you look at it. But I can tell you, we will celebrate when that bare bones studio shed is up and the doors can close and my stuff can be moved in. Oh, we will celebrate. And in that blessed moment, it'll be hot as hell out there, I'm sure, because a metal shed in the hottest part of our yard. Madness, craziness, but the only place we can do it. I will celebrate. I'll put a fan on. I'll have ice cubes. We'll paint the outside so it's not so and we will just celebrate the heck out of it. We absolutely will, because it's something we've wanted and worked for and waited for, and you guys have been a ginormous part of making possible. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I'm going to show you something special. This is what we're going to end on. Part of my birthday festivities last month, my sister and I went and got sister tattoos. These beautiful little flowers. My sister has been bugging me for years to get a sister tattoo with her. And she finally talked me into it for my birthday. And while I was there, because it was a flash sale, and so they had really low prices on line work, small tattoos, I went ahead and got a couple others that I think are very apropos for this situation. Let me see if I can do this so that you'll be able to see them better. But many of you will remember this one here. It's been there a long time, and it says Carry On. And it is from a song by a band called My Chemical Romance, which Olivia and I and her best friend are going to see this summer on another road trip. Super excited, and we're working and saving for that. But it comes from a song called Black Parade. And I know that Carry On is in lots of different songs, and everyone has their own different one that is their thing. But for me personally, it's Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. And I got that at least 5 years ago. And that has been so good for me so many times over the last few years, several years, after disaster that a lot of you have been with us through. Thank you. And so what I added to it was the hummingbird, which you guys know how much I love our little heavenly visitors. There's a lot of things I don't believe in, but I believe in hummingbirds. There are the essence of our loved ones. That's what I believe. However you want to take that and put that and spin that, whatever. But for me, hummingbirds are the essence of our loved ones passed on. And so for them and in their honor, in their memory, we carry on to make something from their sacrifice, if you will. Then I added just a little bit of script, and it says, and I will. So Carry On, which has been there for years, and now, and I will. Yeah. Cheers. So it was a really special way to end my birthday month and turning 44. Ooh. Was getting that sister tattoo. So special. My sister, she's got, the whole half sleeve here. And then others elsewhere and everything. I'll never catch up to her in tattoos, but we do have one, together now, which is really special. Really, really special. And then getting these little additions really meant a lot to me. And they mean a lot to me. And thank you for letting me share those with you. We carry on because the alternative is just too damn sad. So we carry on and we keep going. And every now and then, no promises, no guarantees, but every now and then things do work out. Not in the time that you hoped or the way that you hoped or, any of that. Almost never. But if you do keep going, you have a much better chance of those things happening, of making your dreams come true, of attaining your goals, achieving those things that you've been reaching for and fighting for. So we carry on. I'm going to end it on that note of wisdom. You guys, happy early birthday, Rita. Frugal friends, thank you so much for today, for being with me, even as I'm a little loopy and lopsided. Should add that to the title, because I'm definitely lopsided. It's like, obviously part of it must still be paralyzed. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to finish getting this tote done, because I want to go dumpster diving in the next couple of days. The sooner the better. And this has to get done first, because that's the promise and that's the commitment. And it'll be that much easier when I have the studio shed. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for the love and the kindness and the support and the well wishes and all of it. It all matters and it all means something and it helps. Isn't it amazing how much just a kind word can do and how it can affect you? That's a powerful thing. Think about that. I'm going to leave you with that thought. Think about just how powerful a kind word can be, given and received. Anyway, hugs, love. Have a beautiful day, everyone. And stay tuned for stuff on the other channels. I've got stuff popping up, and more dumpster diving here coming soon. So get ready. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.